My James Bond complex. If you already know, partially if you did know, also the reason why there was a difference in Gabaya Budioto's character, where it went from being completely admirable, trying to be equivalent to his dad, making sure that his team is the best team of all time, to a never-ending cat-mouse chase with him and his girlfriends. For comedic relief, because, behind the scenes, I'm a pimp in real life. And them being able to shoot with accuracy, literally being the exact example, and reason why he's clumsy. So there's this girl named Janelle that I've known ever since I've been in junior high. Janelle, along with several other girls, and I think one of them is Japanese, have a threesome complex that are their equivalent to Charlie's Angels. So last time I saw Janelle Bart was when she was wearing a jacket, hiding from, a gang, looking like an agent from the Matrix. We were playing games left or right with martial arts. So he looked like a girl that was tired of everybody being thirsty, and I looked like literally James Bond if he was Danny Phantom. You see that for a second? That's what I did. And when you get older, you realize somebody put you two in that situation. So, nevertheless, I've had, a really big James Bond moment ever since I've been to FanMade 2019, where I cosplayed, as the My Hero Academia character Shoto Todoroki. The problem with that was the same way that I pulled the Evangelion girl was the exact same reason why you can't compare the street life to anime, because the street life is way more complex than anime, but anime, has a good moral and has a better moral than the street life. Because the way I escaped, by making sure that I grabbed my girlfriend's ass and not a random girl's ass, when push came to shove, when time got, most desperate and needy, it was on the same level of some Shosuke Aizen shit. Like, oh my god, that was the greatest anime player of all time. And to me, it was just me making sure I grabbed my girl, a girl that I had consent with, in front of the security guard. So my James Bond complex literally goes, far around the world, thick and thin, because of how desperate people are for trying to get me filed for sexual assault. And like things like months and months and months, passed on Andrew, my girlfriends would explain the situation, and certain officers would try to do shit on certain days when, me being innocent was already established. So the best part about my James Bond complex is literally how I can reflect, how I can understand, but also how, I'm incredibly drowsy where it comes to active situation, when it comes to social people, due to, past traumatizations where people try to set me up in my job. You can't have me accept another job without recognizing what I did before, bringing it forefront to the table, because then you're playing my game, right? Literally, if you're playing the street game, then I'm playing the street game, that means you're playing my game, right? Which isn't cool. A real person, though, sets the example, doesn't let anything, fly through first thing. Although there's a certain amount of understanding that came with each and every job, but if you're willing to pay me, check by check after, big things was accused and established, that means you're flipping principle and you're using complexities against, the person, which is me, who's obviously innocent. But, it's just a jealous cop who's horny, so I have to say, fuck off, sometimes. And if you don't pursue, after I keep walking, that means I'm not in trouble, because this is an urgent, situation. It's not anything that you can get away with street code. So there was obviously, some text messages, obviously from girlfriends, some, obvious networking with rappers on the side. And the police try to do something up close. And that's why you need to have a landslide of information, in order to deal with that before that happens. There's this guy I played football with called Walter Ott, who's super fucking fast and perfect for in the middle of my Sly Cooper complex, who I may mention in future videos about white people being hella fast. But all comedy aside, I share a lot of souls, a lot of similarity to, the Beastie Boys and people from the 1970s, where it comes to, having your girl and understanding that, police is being injustice at the time, and, vibing them out, letting them know the whole situation. without even, stepping to them, without even having to tell them. And then later on, they get corrected by another policeman. I remember the first time that I was in jail, the cop kept me in there for 12 hours, when he was supposed to let me out, within 4, or 3. And then that cop got fired the exact same day. The bottom line is some police are justice and some, police aren't. But, anyway, this is my James Bond complex, and this is what I love to do on YouTube.